Welcome, Transformers fans. My name is Composite EnerJoe, and today I will be bringing you my review of the Transformers, the movie 2007, Deluxe class, Dropkick. And here he is, in his pretty sweet-looking alt mode. This is based off of a Chevy Silverado, the Chevrolet Silverado. And here it is, and this is a very nice interpretation of that vehicle. Like it has slight alteration, but this is pretty much a Chevy Silverado, which is nice and nice. Like it's a really nice looking vehicle, rolls really nicely, and actually comes with an action feature. And this action feature is that if you see this gray knob on the back, if you slide it back, it pops out his weapon, which you can turn it from here, from the knob, but it's easier if I just do that. It's basically a giant pair of bolt cutters. Kind of cool. Kind of neat. Also, this is on a spring, so it pops down and then just immediately goes back in when it's not deployed. And yeah, it's a really neat car mode. And before I get on, yes, I will admit I do like this the sort of the decals on it, but I have to say, the giant Decepticon logo is a bit much. Like, yeah, any Autobot flying would see this and be like, yeah, it's a bit on the nose. But yeah, pretty cool car mode. And Dropkick here, and I have to give a little history lesson on Dropkick. He is like Swindle, and like Swindle before him is not based on a movie character, but a character in the Transformers the movie, the game. He was one of the stronger henchmen, where the stronger, I think, Decepticon goons. Swindle being the basic one, and Dropkick here was being one of the slightly stronger ones. So yeah, that's pretty much Dropkick. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, his weapon, his actual robot mode weapon, is on this vehicle mode. Yeah. It's already stored away, and I bet you wouldn't have noticed it. It's this entire back part, where if you lift it up, this right here is the strange bolt cutter weapons for robot mode. Let's set it off to the side. And even with that off, it's a nicely detailed truck cab. Like, this can pass off, like if it wasn't for the paint job, this could pass off as a pretty neat little toy truck, which is nice. I like that. So let's get on to transformation. First, what's the first step? Well, come back here, pop this forward, separate, and bring this whole thing straight up. Fold this down, and fold it forward. Then you just angle the feet, put this part back. You can do whatever you want with this, but I like having it point back. Then pull out the heels. Same with this leg. The transformation is pretty straightforward, and I like it. I like fairly simple transformations. Not too simple like automorphs or like the one steps or anything like that, because those get kind of boring. But well, you know, I think there's a couple of one-step ones that are kind of satisfying. The ones that do the flipping thing, that are pretty nice. So we're done with this. This thing fold up like that. Then make sure this is folded back, pointing up. Yeah, you fold them like this while pointing up. You have to make sure these side parts, these parts are pointing like this. And then you bring this whole thing down, which reveals the hands. Separate, which are the hands. Fold the grills back, down, and then you have these hands. And then you lift this up, and there is a bit of an automorph when you lift this up. It's not really automorph, these are on springs. So when you lift these up, they separate. Then you take this, separate the whole assembly, fold it in, and then it'll peg into place. Push it back. Put these for clearance. Fold them back, and then they'll tab into place here. This piece is a bit loose because the peg it's a pretty small peg here, but that's how it goes. The left arm is a bit tighter, and he's almost done. And then we'll lower these windshields, and then the cool head reveal. Boom. Then pull these back, and there is Dropkick's robot head, which is a pretty nice little robot head. Funny enough, in the with Swindle and Dropkick, in the video game, both Autobots and Decepticons used these kinds of drones. The Mono Eye, the Shockwave head that was used on Swindle, and the Dreadwing figure, which I have Overcast, but the Dreadwing figure, the Mono Eye head, that was for the Decepticon drones. The Autobot drones, I believe, used this head. But this character Dropkick is indeed a Decepticon, and that's pretty much Dropkick. A nifty little transformation. So far, cool truck mode. Cool truck. And there is a Decepticon badge right in the middle of his chest. He has a very nice truck mode, which looks just like a Chevy Silverado. Pretty neat little transformation, and a pretty interesting robot mode. Not gonna lie, I would not have. Oh, and I just fold that up if you want. I would not mind if this. I wouldn't have minded if this guy was actually in the movie. I think he looks pretty cool. I like that on his arms you have these flip out cannons. Yeah, he has arm cannons. Okay, one gripe: I wish this connection was tighter. Was a lot tighter. It's really loose. I don't know if that's on mine or if they're all like that, but this is a very loose connection. So yeah, I like the little cannons that are on him, and he's a cool transformation. The head's on a spring, so that's the whole point of the head reveal. And let's go to his unique weapon, which any of these pegs, you just have him hold it. And you would think this would like they would have found a way to have this like peg on the side to be like a shield, and then you pop out the bolt cutters shield. If they found a way to do that, that would make this thing a whole lot cooler. If they somehow could like clip it onto the side. If they could just do that, that'd be fantastic. I would tell you right now, that would be. Just angle those. Yeah, that would be that would make this figure so much better if you could like connect this onto his forearm like a sheet, and it'll work like a shield. And well, oops. Well, pretty much it does. If you could like connect it to a shield and then you bust out, he'd like block damage and then bust out the bolt cutters. That would justify it. But the him just holding it in his hand, kind of weak. Like, yeah, I guess one knock point is that his this weapon, it doesn't really work in robot mode. Like, it's a unique weapon. I'll say that I would never imagine a Transformer coming at me with a pair of giant bolt cutters. So I'll give him that. It's original. But I wish they would have done a better job with it because it looks kind of lame. It doesn't really do much in robot mode. I do like that it does hide the truck bed. It does store very nicely in car mode. I will say that. Poseability, these are on ball joints. The head can swivel, and I believe is on a ball joint. Ball joints do what ball joints do. The waist connections are on a ball joint. Really nice kick. And a whole mess of joints. No swivel in the legs though, unfortunately. But a whole mess of joints. So you can get a nice little chicken legs going for this one. Could I straighten it out? Nah, because of the way here, you can't straighten it out. So the best way is to have it, is to chicken leg it. Yeah, overall, I think this is a very nice figure. Like, I wish they would have done a better use of this weapon. They would have used this, have a better way of using this weapon in robot mode. But overall, I like Dropkick. I highly recommend the figure. It's a nice, solid figure with a very cool transformation and cool car mode. And a fairly unique weapon, but once again, I wish it would have had a better way of being used than just I'm gonna run at people and just cut them. Would have been cooler if this was used as a shield. I do, like I said, like that his secondary weapons are these flip out guns. So yeah, this is Dropkick. I like them. So pull that down. So Dropkick, recommend. Really cool figure. Oh, and I guess a little bit more history with him. He was repainted. This figure was repainted once as a red truck named Salvage, which was an Autobot, and I believe that was it. I don't recall this figure being used again, which is kind of a shame. This is a cool little figure. Kind of surprised they didn't reuse him more. Like I said, they did repaint him once as a red truck called Salvage, exactly the same, just red. And that's about it. Yeah, cool, solid figure. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers, the movie 2007 Deluxe Class Dropkick. This is Composite EnerJoe, signing off. Peace out.